Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Y'all all right? Thank you so very much for tuning into the Unhinged show live. That's right, y'all already know. Get used to it. We pulling up in the building live and direct, giving you that joy tsunami that you
Mhm.
know you need. And even if you don't know you need it, come on in the room and get a little bit of refreshing as I sit here in studio with my good girlfriend Karen Sims of Twisted Threads. How you doing tonight, girlfriend?
I am doing quite all right this evening. The question is, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. You
All
know, it's a
right.
It's a whole lot going on in the world today, and I promise you, we don't have enough time to sandwich every single conversation I would love to have into this 90-minute broadcast. But you know what it is? We the captains of this shit. So what we say goes.
There we
But in
go.
any event, we like to operate in the spirit of excellence. So before we get into it, I want to go ahead and say again, welcome to all of you who are tuning in with us live, and thank you, and welcome to all of our replay viewers who are going to catch us somewhere, a little bit down the line. I hope that you are doing well, and that all that is associated with you as well. Karen, what you do this weekend, girl?
You know, the easier question might be what I didn't do this weekend.
Okay, let me. That, okay, Karen, what
Yes.
didn't you do this weekend?
I did not get any rest. I did not stay home. I did not have no time, no boo time with us. Let me think. I think that's it. Um, God be all the glory. Ran up them PA Street, New Jersey PA streets. Had time with the family. We had a quick run through to celebrate my father's 75th birthday. So yes, the Reverend Pastor Ulysses Sims turned 75, and he had just come down here last week. And so it was a surprise get together so that he could see family and a few choice friends, because you already know when just the immediate branches show up, we fill up a whole room. That part. And so we had the opportunity to celebrate him and give him his flowers on this side, and got to spend time with all 10 of the grandchildren, and they didn't break nothing. That's all I got to say on that. I don't owe nobody no deposits for nothing that was broke, so that was a good time for me. Like, now break. Everybody go head on back home to your respective areas. But you already know, when I spend time with the grandbabies, that's me recharging my superpowers. So we ready.
We ready. She
Yeah.
ready.
So now, how about, and in the midst of that, we're gonna talk a little bit about, I'm sure, catch up on this virtual conference, the prison break that we have been advertising, and they've been working with us, and sponsorships and all that other type of stuff that has gone and will continue to go. But we had the opportunity to be present virtually for some dynamic speakers, and just so much that transpired over this weekend. So I gotta kick it back at you, co-host, and ask you, what have you been up to?
Girl, you already know what it is. Any opportunity I can find to just get my chill on, that's exactly what I am doing. Somewhere in some undisclosed location, of course, straight chillaxing in a way that only Tilted Halo can. You've already provided the perfect segue to discuss what you and I both had the opportunity to participate in on this weekend, which was the Prison Break Conference, which was actually hosted by our good friend and kingdom sister, Miss Giselle Zion Watts, also known in these internet streets as Zion the Voice. We had the awesome opportunity to head down to Texas, and it was wonderful for me that I didn't have to leave my house to get the message out to the masses. So I want to go ahead and give a huge shout out to the entire squad of the Rima Ministries. our good girlfriend Tan Tate. Let me tell you something. Sister Girl did her thing in hosting the lounge. Another huge shout out to our Greater Shiloh Church sister, Lady Deneen Flagg. Now, let me talk to you about this worshiper right here.
Yes.
You know, I've attended many virtual conferences over the last few years, and I'm honest enough to tell you, I have never, ever seen a worshiper in a room with nobody but her husband assisting her take people out the way sis took the people out. I'm sitting here in my house looking through a computer screen, and I just see people just laying out on their face. The carpet ministry truly went forth as a result of the worship our sister Deneen brought. So I just want to go ahead and give you a huge verbal hug, Lady Deneen Flagg. You did that thing, girl. And you really did lead the attendees to the water, whether they were virtual, whether they were in person. Baby, your name is out there all up in them Texas streets. And I expect that many, many more conferences will look for you. You blessed the entirety of my spirit. Of course, I'm a note taker because I'm always ready to learn and receive something when in a prophetic environment. That's exactly where we were immersed this weekend. It was a prophetic environment. And one speaker in particular really stood out for me, and that is Dr. Ashanti Odom Pitts. Sis broke it down and legitimately gave us the blueprint on how to put together an arsenal, and poured out the wisdom in knowing the importance of how to silence the voice of the enemy. Baby, she gave us some scriptures to just give us a starting point on what to speak and declare in situations that we encounter as we walk out this faith journey. Notice I said walk out. As your resident queenager, let me just remind you that this life is a journey. It is a marathon and not a sprint. So I would invite you to take time to walk and not miss a thing as you're moving forward, trying to accomplish your goals and achieve your dreams. Stop and take notice. You don't want to miss a thing. And I've come to learn that finding joy in the journey is receiving the lessons that life brings to you naturally. I guess that's why, our faith book, also known as the Bible, teaches us, to pay attention and be receptive to the message. And be receptive to how that message is being delivered. Something as simple as the action of a long lost friend that we've just reconnected to. That's God, something as simple as a child's laughter, igniting joy or reigniting joy and happiness in your spirit. That's God. So stop and enjoy the moments. Y'all got to know I'm talking to myself, because I promise you, all I do is work. But y'all already know this grind ain't for the weak or the weary. And you already know I'm a strong sister sitting right here. So we're going to get into a whole lot on tonight. We're going to be, of course, revisiting that one particular segment called Views from the Petty Pew, because I got some things I need to get off my chest on tonight. And y'all gonna witness me checking myself, because what makes you think I'm gonna be out here trying to check somebody if I'm not working with the woman in the mirror first? We're gonna go ahead and transition on into that other segment where we really talk about everything going on around us in the world. What's really going on? We're gonna share what we've been watching as we've gone merrily down the stream. And of course, we're going to receive some meaty wisdom nuggets from our sister, Karen Sims of Twisted Threads. So I do not want to belabor the hour. There is a whole lot, again, to talk about. But before we get into it, I'm going to invite you to go ahead and head on over to the YouTube Nation. Like, follow, and subscribe. Hit the little bell so that you can receive notification as to when we are going live. Because we're not just talking girly things. It might be a female perspective, but we're talking about a lot of things that interest the men folks as well. So go ahead, like, follow, subscribe. Unhinged Live on YouTube. Not only can you view us at the Unhinged Live page on YouTube, go on over there and find Twisted Threads. Yeah, that's right. We're broadcasting live at Twisted Threads on YouTube as well. We are diversifying our platform in as many ways that the Lord would allow us, because we got a message. We got a song to sing and some joy to deliver. And we are predestined to go and claim area codes, zip codes. And as I shared during my pop-up last week, during the takeover, yeah, I saw you jokers. Y'all made me laugh. Yeah, during the pop-up, I said to my sister that she is an up-and-coming global thought leader. That's right. Guess what? You think I'm not one too? So check it out. We're going after the entire world because, hey, somebody may not like it, but I know you all love it, and many more will too. So let's get it, Karen. It is now time for us to go ahead and transition into hold on. Let me get my red cup in order.
Ooh, getting the red cup in order.
I had to make sure I had a fresh bottle of water. Because I want y'all to know that I'm an aquaholic.
I love it. Love it.
I like to drink water. It is my drink of choice. And, just to make sure y'all know that I'm really, really high on life, y'all just watch me pour my water. Ain't nothing strange in my red cup. At least not on this live broadcast. So let me get my sip on. It's time for you to point your remote control at the TV screen. Merrily, find something to stream. All right, the door is open. Let's get it. What have you been watching, Karen?
I've been keeping up with Handmaid's Tale. It came on back through. So
yes.
Yeah. So I had to definitely stream. And I find that, now that we're all the way in the story, I sometimes have to take doses of it. So I've been keeping up like week by week, on all of the goings on with no longer Alfred, but June and them, and to see what all going on between Canada and the formerly known United States. So interesting stuff over there. I've also been keeping up with Reasonable Doubt, which is also another streaming series. And I think I'm almost at the end of it. But African American powerhouse sister that works as a lawyer, got my imaginary boo Michael Ealy over there, so I get to see the beautiful eyes at least once a week as they are doing some wonderful acting and storytelling. And I love both of those because those are sort of like my weekly thing. And then I came across this, I guess they call it a limited series. So it's only, it's not really like a whole, you're going to see other seasons of it. But the title of the drama series is From Scratch. And so, it is one of those, and I'm trying to think of the actors. So it's got Keith David, Kalita Smith, and I don't know the guy who plays the lead male character, Eugenio Mastrandrea, so Italian. Beautiful. That's all I can say. The storytelling in this series, and then Zoe Saldana. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I promise you, it's probably about 8 episodes. I got to about episode 6 and could not stop the tears from coming. Just a beautiful love story, interracial love story, which I just thought was so amazing. I recommend as many people that can watch it to go ahead and watch it. However,
However,
I'm okay if y'all don't make this a group watch. Because when I tell you the amount of snotting that went on, I was thoroughly happy in those very sad moments that I was by myself because I didn't know what was happening. It was a tsunami coming out my eyeballs, and I could not stop it. That's how beautiful it was. But great storytelling. Y'all know I can't stand if I could predict the rating of the I can't stand it. I can't. I sit up there and just be like, Lord, do something about it. But such amazing writing. Like I said, I recommend it. You can watch it over time. But if you wanted the weekend binge watchers, yes, you can watch this in a weekend. Just I wouldn't recommend because you might have some explaining to do on why you tearing up on all of these different sections. Beautiful acting. I promise you, just I couldn't be more pleased. And I'm usually not a person who's like, oh, well, you need to watch this on everything. But this is one that if you could stand the emotional changes that you're going to go through, watching this love story unfold and develop and families truly come together. I love it because, it's an interracial story with a Black family and an Italian family, and everybody kept it real. That's all I can tell you on that. It was feelings hurt. People was not happy. But sometimes, especially for me, as I'm about to enter that area with marriage and all of those merging of families, we ain't always going to get along at first. But when the love is there, you're able to create a beautiful, beautiful family together with that merger. And they showed that story like ain't nobody's business. That's all I can tell you on that one. So yes, read time zones when the meeting. I love it. Time zones is a serious thing. Listen, I've been stuck in the time zone situation. So our natural D was making a mention of that. I've been in different time zones, and we had to translate time zones when we were operating in the virtual lounge this past weekend. It's like, okay, 2:00 is 3:00 and 3:00 is 4:00. Okay, we're gonna work it out. All right, so just super excited. So now I know you've been all around Tilted. Have you had time to be married down the stream?
listen, I've been merrily down the stream. I was caught up in the stream last night and looked at the clock and said, girl, you got to get up in 4 hours. You need to get up off the stream and get you some rest. Okay. So I just want to go ahead and give you a huge shout out, Karen, because of you. I took the time and I started watching the She-Hulk. All right. Now, I love the comedic timing of the show, and I'm enjoying the direction that I see it going in. I'm piecing that back to myself until my real shows come back in a couple weeks on the other platform that I enjoy. But yes, I started watching She-Hulk. What else have I been watching? I've been watching a whole lot of everything, actually. But last night, I actually started watching. What was the name of this thing here? Based on on a real life story, A Friend of the Family. But before I get into that, I see we got somebody in the building knocking on the door.
You know, I love
it. Like they ain't got no home training.
I love it. I love it.
You are scheduled to be doing. Hey, girl.
Listen, see the problem, you can blame my sister-in-law for that because she told me, girl, the door's open, just walk in. So I just be walking into places these days.
Come on in the room. Come on in the room.
All right, you already know who it is. It is the lovely lady herself, Miss Natural D. Hey, welcome to the stream tonight, sis.
What's going on?
Hey, a whole lot of everything, girl. But let me get back to this here. And just make sure you prep yourself for your sharing on Merrily Down the Stream, all right?
I got
But
you.
yeah, I'm watching a friend of the family, and I'm having, it's almost triggering for me. Okay, being a church kid, this story and the way it's building for where I am right now in it. It basically is based on a true life story. These families came together and they meshed, not only as neighbors, but they also attend the same church fellowship, and they bonded. Next thing you know, oh boy, done snatched somebody's child. Yeah, y'all already know I keep my ear to the pulse of things going on around us. And again, I told y'all it was lightweight triggering for me.
Yes.
Because you see in a whole lot of church houses, and y'all have heard me say it before, be careful who y'all let y'all kids run up under and spend the night with, because everything glittering ain't gold. And again, if we go back to the references in the faith book, it tells us, that lions sometimes do present themselves in sheep's clothing. And next thing you know, you done got and your baby missing. Now you crying and you calling the FBI. I don't want to give away the whole premise of it all, but again, I'm only halfway through this series, and I'm looking forward to the build. Just reading, the preview notes on the future episodes I've yet to watch. Oh my goodness. Look, sex trafficking is real. Human trafficking is real. And again, a pedophile, when they show up, they do not come in the room wearing a t-shirt declaring that, hey, I'm a pedophile. It is not written on their forehead. Make sure you do your due diligence when you research, who you're letting your youngins run amok. I appreciate our house, because even to work in the youth ministry, they run an entire background check. Let me go on and give Pastor Philip Davis a hand clap for making sure that was put in place to protect the babies that run through the Greater Shiloh Church. Again, you never know. And I don't necessarily like to refer to the church as a hospital, because in hospitals, people are stuck. And sometimes they're not always there receiving healing. I like to refer to my faith house as an oasis where I can go get watered and refresh for whatever I'm going to face when I walk out of them doors. So yeah, I was watching a friend of the family, and I was like, look at this here. Of course, the story took place back in like 1972, when we didn't have access to, backgroundcheck.com and what have you. But again, y'all be careful. And notice I said backgroundcheck.com, that's a freebie. Make sure you find somebody and you feel a little tangle in your sha-na-na, do your research. Trust your gut. My gut has brought me this far, not only by faith, but safely, because I've trusted it, and it has never stirred me in the wrong direction. All right. Of course, I'm on that Handmaid's Tale too, Karen, because I'm riding with June and them till the wheels fall off. And I believe this is the last season of the show. And I am very, very, very excited about the turn the story has taken at this point, since the commander's wife done had this baby. And now she's experiencing personally what damage they did to these young women they snatched and made handmaids. So for those of you who haven't tuned into the show, maybe it's not your vibe, maybe it's not your cup of tea, but these are signs of things to come, especially with what's on the election ballots this season. So with that being said, I want to go ahead and ask you, lovely D, what have you been watching merrily down the stream?
So I have been using my Peacock subscription.
Yes, isn't Peacock lit?
Yes. So Olympus in London Has Fallen was a binge night for me recently. Too bad they don't have the third one, because now I'm invested, because I actually never saw London Has Fallen. This is the one I haven't seen. So I was watching those. Then I never watched, I don't know why, Meghan Markle and why she left Suits. Well, she left Suits because she married Harry, but I never saw how she left. So I just picked up in the middle and then have kind of just continued to binge to the end of the season of Suits. So end of the series. So working on that. And then Real Housewives of Potomac has started. So
Oh Lord.
so that's my ratchet piece of the moment.
That's your ratchet piece?
Yes.
We need a little of that to remind us why real life is still good. So
yes.
Like it's okay over here in my peaceful little world.
That part, y'all go ahead.
Yes,
I want my drama on TV, so they definitely feed in that one there.
So wait, I gotta dial this back, okay, and share one more that I've just enjoyed as I've just been married with this one all up in and down the stream. Child, I done got caught up with them dragons. The House of Dragons. Because y'all know I'm a fan of the Game of Thrones. So when they said that they was going to give me the prequel, girl, I was here for it and have been here for it every single week. And I am amazed at what technology and imagery has been produced through the show. Them dragons is lit. Medieval times was definitely hard times, okay? You think we treacherous now. Imagine what it is to go at somebody straight with them swords. And then going at it with somebody who has the ability to just say one word and boom, the dragon is spitting hot fire like dialogue, and you ain't nothing but a pile of ashes standing right where you were. Okay?
Listen.
What?
You educated me. So
listen, them dragons.
Well, I guess that's not beauty for ashes, joy for their pain.
not even close, sis. Not even close.
That one. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but it seems like the season, it was the first season and it just sped by. Now I'm stuck. Like, what's next? Tyler Perry moving a little too slow with my other shows now. He got to come back. Now, I'm waiting for Ruthless. Y'all know I'm waiting for Ruthless to come back. All right. And with that being said, we just going to go ahead and continue to pray for Tyler Perry.
He working hard. He had to get that Jazzman Blues out there and get those accolades. So I think he's gonna make sure that the rest of the shows get back on schedule, right?
He outdid himself with the Jazzman's Blues.
He really did.
The wigs was straight in this one. Let's go there.
Can we just say, I don't know if it was because it was a timepiece, he knew he had to come correct with it. Because you can't have no busted wigs with some of these timepieces, but he really did an exceptional job for that one. And I know that one is gaining more accolades of the irony in stories like that. And it's not the only one. For those who don't know the story of Jazzman Blues, go ahead over there on whichever streaming channels, because none of these streaming channels pay us yet. So we ain't naming names, but when you find them, go ahead on through and watch that Jazzman Blues. I promise you, even if you are not a Tyler Perry fan, because I know we got certain folks who are like, I don't want to watch nothing he made. I promise you, this is definitely some of his best work in movie form. I know he's been killing the game on some of the series that we just been glued to the television on, but this is definitely one of his best movie length features, and definitely I believe he mentioned that this is his first time piece that he has done for a project. So kudos to him. Costumes, wigs was right. We ain't got nothing to say about that, and it don't even end the way that we think is his MO for how these type of movies might end. It definitely
right, because I was a little angry. I had beef at the end of that movie. I had beef. And if I was able to travel back in time, old boy's brother would have got it. You hear me?
Hunty. And I'm gonna tell you why I love the movie for so much was that piece there. Because at the end of that, I was like, oh snap, I want to know what happened to that person. What happened to that person there? And then when that one came back, did they get, because somebody got straight cold copped in the middle of the nose. And I
Come
just
on.
want to know,
Come on.
did they bleed out or did somebody come and save them? That's what I have questions.
Still on
That
the
might be leading us into the pews from the Petty Pew if we keep on talking about. I want to know.
It is the perfect the perfect segue because we are human first, and even as people of faith, you've heard me say it, and you'll probably hear me saying it for the rest of my life. Our faith does not allow us to outlive our own humanity. That's why we follow what we follow, to present ourselves as the best versions of we that we can be.
That's it.
So I want to go ahead and transition into the next segment. And I'm going to try something here real quick. I want to mimic something I've heard for years. Ready?
I'm ready.
Now it's time for Views from the Petty Pew.
I like it.
Did I do that right?
I like it.
Views from the Petty Pew.
Listen. I need y'all help tonight because we finna unpack something, okay? Those of you who follow me in my personal page, Nikita Hansford, you know, the vessel of light, the joy carrier, the worshiper, you know, again, I like to do my own mirror work first. And I had a moment yesterday, Dee and Karen, I had a moment on my page yesterday where I shared a random thought as I was reflecting on a conversation I was having with one of these men of God. And he was sharing his vision for a relationship with me. And I said, okay. And he mentioned the master's degree and how it would empower his woman and how he had no problem with it, you know, because he knew if his queen was shining, he was going to shine too, because he's standing by her side as her support and her encouragement. So, I own my stuff. Okay. I had sent my good girlfriend, Karen Sims, a message and asked her to pray for me in a moment because I felt my very nature rise. But all of a sudden, all these hands, Lord, these hands that lift in worship, these hands that war in prayer, these hands got to keyboard typing
200 words a minute. looking like Kermit, like you gonna get these words and you gonna get them quick.
Because I felt it. Because one, I've always posted random thoughts, just random thoughts. And those of you who know, I do a lot of introspect. And it was just a random thought, and then all of a sudden, a follower decided to offer her opinion. And, you know, I'm going to refer to you, my sister Karen. I need you to put your educator hat on. Put that master's degree to work right now, sister. Help me understand what it was about my statement that warranted an opinion.
So I'm going to try to be objective in my answer.
Please.
Because my first thing is my page, my content, quiet over here on the set. Okay. So if you see something and you have something positive to contribute, we welcome it. And we do not shun opposing views or arguments, but judgments are a different thing. And so I think one of the things that comes up, and I get it often, I promise you, I've had it from family members, from friends, and from former exes, and that's why they're not here. Anyway, I'm gonna keep on task. With the thought of, do you really need all of that education? Like, is that really called for? And one of the things that I remind folks is that education was a door, a window, a gateway from poverty for me and my family. Now, maybe it's not the same thing for everybody, and it's not one size fits all. So you could be educated in many different ways. But when it comes to be out here in these paid dollar streets, when you working for somebody, now this is different. If you are on the entrepreneurship train, do your thing, educate yourself the way that you need to, whether it's Google University, YouTube University. Shout out to our viewers on YouTube tonight. Listen, we here to teach you something as well. Whatever it takes, or whatever is required to secure the bag, we want to encourage you to do that. Going forth and getting your bachelor's degree, your master's degree, what associate's degree, what, I don't care what certificate, I don't care what it is. If it works for you, we are here for it. Now listen, if you on the opposite side of that and you say this education stuff ain't for me and that's not what I want to do, I promise you, we not looking down on nobody.
Not at all.
Here. Whatever path you choose, as long as there's cake, cupcake, or some type of celebration, we here for it, okay? So not putting anybody down. No, we don't believe that education all by itself is I should say this. We don't subscribe to the fact that a degree makes you better. But when you open yourself up and you say yes to education, it's the same way when you take and you study your Bible and you're into whatever the religious tenets of your faith are. You're going to become better because of your posture. You're going to become better because you've opened up yourself and said, I want more of that. So whether it's more roast beef, more fish, more chicken, more vegetables, whatever it is, you opened yourself up and you said, I want more. Now, here's what happens at a master's degree level. That's different from a bachelor's degree level. A lot of jobs today are entry level. You need a bachelor's degree for it. And many of us have that barrier that's there. One of the things that motivated me was because I was told no, not for a job that I could do, but I was told no to the pay that I felt like I was deserving of because I lacked a degree. Now, y'all know I wasn't here for it. So I specifically said, I'm going to get every piece of paper because you never going to tell me no for no money. Now, you can tell me no because I'm not, small enough or I'm too big and the seatbelt ain't going to fit around these hips. You could figure something out, but you not going to tell me no because of education. And so that inspired me with a relentless passion to say, not only will this be a path for me, but I'm going to make sure that nobody gets the opportunity to say no to my children, to my grandchildren. And so I've been very big on that. Now, if that's not your testimony and you feel like, all right, I don't want a master's degree, here's my only thing. Don't put imposter syndrome on me because that's not your testimony. We are all grown out in here in these internet streets. If you want any of my pages, you grown, because I do not befriend little children. And when I say grown, I mean you well grown. You could vote, you could drink, you could drive, whatever you could do. You at that age before you get to my page. And the challenge is, Tilted, is that somebody came in on half of a statement. And if you know, Tilted, just a little bit, you know that it had to be a backstory. It had to be. This is like my sister, she like giving cliffhangers. And then we got to call and be like, so I think that meant that. Is that really what you meant? You know, some of us, there's certain times they be like, I think, yes, girl. And then be like, wait, am I saying yes to the right thing? We got to check in sometime and make sure on the GPS, it's the recenter button. When you check in and make sure you going on the right way. That's how I said. Now, for homegirl who decided that they wanted to cross the lane, this is one of those areas where at all times we remind you, proceed with caution.
Because it could be whatever. Oh, I'm sorry, Karen. Let me take my
When the sentence get finished for you, it ain't nothing else. And the thing is that no matter what it takes for me, if I decide that blue hair is going to allow me to better myself, me and my blue hair going to be in this lane and we're going to be all right. Now, should I solicit your opinion? I ask you to be kind, but me and the blue hair still going to ride. So that's how I took the statement, where it was like, okay, here's someone who either has not benefited from using education as a key, or just does not know. Because even when we say, yes, a master's degree, I promise you, my boo talked to me like that. So when you say that, I'd be like, What? You gonna let me?
I'm gonna give you my phone number again.
That part,
Okay.
listen, we live out in these dating streets, in these relationship streets. This ain't regular stuff. You know, you could tell me, oh girl, I'll feed you, or I'm gonna ride you in the big Escalade. I don't care nothing about none of that. But when you start talking about that, you're gonna give me time. You're gonna allow me to better myself because you understand that, honey. Listen, what's that Neil song? You know, I'm a movement by myself, but I'm a force.
But I'm a force when we
That's
together.
right. Listen, when you
Oh,
start moving me there, all shucks, we in trouble. Now listen, all the prayer warriors go pray. Anyway, when you start talking like that. But today, my content, my page, that part. And what did we say before? If I don't come for you, if I don't send for you, don't come for me.
Don't come for me.
I didn't send for you. Don't come for me. And that's all I got to say.
Yeah,
I'm gonna throw the mic at you because I know Peter got stuff to say all day.
Yeah. Did you peruse my incident report?
So I just perused a little piece, and yeah, I'm kind of lost where it came from personally. But I'm also at a loss. Well, not really at a loss at why the gentleman also said that. I mean, if we got to fill out an application and say that, like that's all. I'm just trying to figure out. But yeah, it was a cliffhanger, and then we tried to clarification.
I'm trying to give y'all some context without putting too much of my personal business out in these internet streets, and it was in no way, shape, or form a shot at anyone who does not hold a degree.
Correct.
Let me repeat that. It was in no way, shape, or form a shot at anyone who doesn't hold a degree, because I know many, many people who are mad successful and they ain't even finished high school. That's a whole nother conversation with me. And I know I was possibly reading it from the position of me legitimately being in my feelings. Now, I wasn't in my feelings in a bad way. I was actually in my feelings of being proud of some of the young ladies God has sent into my professional world, because I'm able to see them. And I see that they come from communities where access to higher education didn't come easy. I see these young ladies and I have conversations with them, and they share the stories of how their families immigrated from other countries to America to pursue the American dream. So I am dealing with DACA. I am working with first generation college degree holding young women that have thoughts that incite thought in me. When I talk to them, they open my perspective. So I'm celebrating their wins, even as the queenager that they look up to, that doesn't hold a master's degree, but they appreciate the guidance. They appreciate the wisdom in the direction I'm able to give, and as well as the support that we give one another as a team working together. These young women are game changers, and I know their stories.
Yeah.
Because I know what it is to be turned down for a position because I was too Black, because I was too true to myself. Now, those of you who've been listening, y'all already know your girl is very, very well spoken. Yeah. But, we've discussed the code switch. I do that very, very well too. There's an appropriate space and time for that energy. And if I hurt any feelings yesterday with my behavior, if my behavior was a stumbling block on your road, I want to take this opportunity to publicly apologize to you. Those who go to my page and don't expect that kind of behavior from me, I usually don't go there. I choose peace as opposed to choosing violence daily, because at the end of the day, I'm a Virgo. I'm born in the month of September, and I know my power. But check it out. The power that I have, I submit, okay, to and I lay it before the throne of God every day to, of course, as Karen often says, to keep the body count low. Because one thing I don't want is any unnecessary blood on my hands. So when I meet my Creator face to face, I want to hear him say without hesitation nor stutter, my good and faithful servant, well done.
Can I add to that?
Yes, ma'am.
Swinging back to the initial comment that was made, I think that's also part of the issue with the body of Christ as well. We have this dichotomy of, we forever hear them degrees, ain't nothing, because the power of God. Well, he's the one that told me to get the degree. He's the one that empowered me to get the degree. So I'm gonna use the degree because you told me that I need to, we ready to divide the word of, rightly divide the word of truth, but we forget in all things get understanding. Woo! So if I went to go get understanding, why are you trying to gate the two? That no, it all comes together and we submit it all to him. So I think that's the part for me that I was like,
right.
Let's not do that. Like,
yeah, because I promise you, I think again, what incited that emotion in me, alongside me being immersed in these conversations with these beautiful young women, I was assaulted by a barrage of scriptures in that moment. My people perish for a lack of knowledge.
Exactly.
He who lacks wisdom, let them ask. Y'all already know we are seriously word heavy here at the platform. We know that word. And we use it as a light and a guide for our day-to-day living. You don't know what's on my vision board. It wasn't a conference call when God said to me what he required of me. That was personal. Just like those conversations are personal when you communicate with him. I'm not getting into all that. My job is to hold you up. My job is to support you and push you, as I wrote, to be the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. And at the end of the day, I'm looking for the bigger, better, best of me every single day. I'm not satisfied with a nickel. I'm not satisfied with a dime. And a quarter is cute, but I want the big quarter, the 50-cent piece. Okay? I want the 50-cent piece. And then I want to get up out the coinage and get into the soft money that folds. I want the money that folds. And if that degree will open another door for me as a small business owner, baby, let me tell you something. I got to do what I need to do to bring the vision to pass, the vision that God gave me. And for those of you who are listening, let me go ahead and encourage you. You're not too old. You're never too old. I just read an article last week where there was an 85-year-old woman who graduated from an HBCU.
Right up the street from me, Shaw University.
There it is, Shaw University.
Grandma down here baking pies and getting degrees.
So while she's stirring that cake batter, she got a book on the counter, or she's listening to something audibly so she can get the information she needs to get them A's, and get that degree. So you're not too old. Don't listen to the naysayers, y'all. You can do whatever you set your mind to do, right? Because that's another scripture right there. But I ain't come here to preach tonight. We dropped a lot of word nuggets on this wisdom at the Prison Break conference this past weekend.
Yes.
So I don't know.
I know. I got something to add on the. It may be from the Petty Pew, or we're gonna call this a PSA as I transition on.
Yeah, we're gonna transition. Go on with the PSA, Karen.
So y'all know it's November. Today is November 1st. Happy November. We hope you're doing all things well in November. But we also wanted to give a PSA and reminder because Thanksgiving is also this month. This is the super holiday season now.
Yes.
So we want to give a reminder so you don't show up on our Petty Pew in weeks and months to come. keep all of your internet recipes and brand new concoctions to yourself.
Please do.
Don't bring that to the family gathering when it come time for Thanksgiving meal. So if you know that we get down with the collard greens and the mac and cheese and don't try no new recipe. Don't put no raisins in the potato salad.
No.
Don't get caught up on these internet streets and then find yourself on the views of the Petty Pew from the Unhinged Live. That's my commentary on that. We got something to add to that, Tilty.
Yeah, and don't try them recipes on your family for the first time. If you never did it before, you know it ain't coming out quite right on your first attempt. If that's your natural habit when you're trying something new in the kitchen, don't do it. I see you with church finger D. What's good?
Please don't end up like our good sis on the good TikTok whose black card got revoked because she decided to try raisins in the mac and cheese.
She fired.
And then the TAABF, the TikTok Association for the Blacks, for Black folks.
They traded her, didn't they? They traded her. They got.
Oh no, it fully got revoked. Then it went to the appeals council in the body division.
The
level 5
in the body division. See, I'm repeating it because some people gonna miss that.
Yes, the body division. She reviewed it and it went from level 5 to a level 1, which means her appeal was denied and there is no recourse.
She ain't never coming back.
So please don't do it.
First of all,
putting raisins in
grandma. Listen, this is what you gonna do for Thanksgiving, okay? If it ain't grandma or auntie's recipe, I'm just gonna say, just chill. You do that on Saturday after Black Friday. Then you can go ahead and test out that recipe on you and whoever left at the house after everybody go home. But please, ma'am, please, sir, whatever. Please, ma'am, please, sir, please, they and them. Do not come over here. We do not discriminate here. Don't come through here with no raisins and think it ain't gonna be a problem. Okay,
raisins have their place.
That part. Listen. You can
put the
raisins in the fruit bread. What we call that? The fruit cake. You can put we're gonna give you a list on the Unhinged Live group where raisins belong.
All right, so we got fruit cake.
We got fruitcake. They could be by themselves. They could be in ambrosia. So if you're making a version of ambrosia, they could be in there as well. If you doing maybe a zucchini or a banana bread cake, you could drop a couple of raisins in there, and that is appropriate.
Listen, I'm writing this down because I don't want to violate this holiday.
I need you to know, because here's a controversial point, but I think it's a neutral thing. Because you can, or you may not want raisins in your carrot cake. I'm just saying, some people, you can put raisins in carrot cake and you might get by. Know your audience.
Know your audience. Thank you, because you just read my mind.
Same thing with sweet potatoes. Not sweet potato pie, sweet potatoes.
Where we putting sweet potatoes?
You may or may not put raisins, even if it's just they just chilling in the sauce. Like just they help sweeten the sauce. That's so you got to tread lightly. Again, know your audience.
But if you've never done this before, go back to point 1. Don't try nothing new on Thanksgiving here. Don't do it. Y'all, listen, y'all. Family is crazier, and you may not get out of there alive if you put them raisins. I don't know about your family. Mine, they're gonna throw me out and the casserole dish and whatever pot I came in on. They might. I'm not sure. I'm just gonna say
you might get the food.
I'm not putting raisins in nothing, just in case.
How about we just leave the raisins to breakfast and some desserts? That's it.
What about snacks? Can we snack on some raisins?
You can decide on if you feel so bougie this Thanksgiving to put it on a charcuterie board. But
I think that's a safe place. That is a safe place.
Right there. If you got a Greek bar or something, you got your
do that over there.
It's not on the dinner table.
Now we done helped y'all out, and I think we saved some lives just in the last 2 minutes. Okay, so
Put
you
your
know
razor
you're gonna
down,
put it,
girl.
you're gonna put it on your charcuterie board. We're gonna put up our pinky finger and eat it. Just you're gonna finger up, pick up the raisin, finger up. Listen, we saved your
Like
life.
that.
That's our PSA. I feel like we've accomplished so much already. We have saved lives this evening because
you kept the body count low. Natural D and Karen, y'all did your job. We did our job tonight. Don't get thrown out. Fresh Prince style. You know how Uncle Phil used to throw out DJ Jazzy Jeff. That's all I was envisioning. Should I, make the choice of showing up with a bowl full of macaroni and cheese with raisins? Listen, I think my family might just straight try and snipe me. It will be the end of Peter.
Can I also add to the list a little piece next while we in the macaroni situation? Please don't bake your macaroni with the block of cheese chilling in the middle and thinking that it's gonna melt in it, because that's the other.
Butter noodles and soft cheese. Okay, listen.
You got to at least grate it up. You got to slice it, distribute it evenly. Don't just put the black and velvet in the middle.
I feel a holiday Unhinged live edition coming up in my shanana.
In the shanana, y'all want to get up in these kitchens and show these people how it's done?
Just the basics. We ain't nothing fancy. So we might cover what you can and cannot do with greens, whichever greens you want.
Whatever
we
kind
might tell the basis of the sweet potato, whatever. Pie, not the casserole, not the soup. Well,
not the souffle.
Not the souffle. If it got whipped cream or what's that stuff that they put on the top, that's not what I'm looking for.
No, I'm looking for the pie or the yam version.
And then we could talk about the mac and cheese, the sweet potato pie, and the greens. These are staples.
Yes.
These are staples, and there are different ways you could do it. To thy own self be true. For all safety, if you're not sure, every supermarket now has a prepared food section. Spend the extra money and save your own life. There you go.
Please do. You could plate that up real nice and make them think you got in the kitchen.
Throw the plastic away. That part, throw the plastic away.
Don't ever
swear. Eat and serve.
Some restaurants are even open.
Listen, we saving lives.
Or you might want to make reservations. That's been my flow lately. I don't know if I want to cook. Maybe I should just simply make reservations.
We save a life. That's all.
You save a life.
Saving lives.
Don't do it to yourself. So for those of you who are tuned in, I want to go ahead and again say thank you so very, very much for tuning in with your girls here at Unhinged Live. I see we got a lot of action happening tonight in the comment section.
Yes.
So, of course, I want to take this opportunity because I don't want to break into commercial right now and show y'all the video of the tribe and everything. But, I did see that brother and super friend to the show, Kevin Satterfield, hopped in there in the chat. I also saw DJ Mighty Dangerous there, Jason Anthony. How y'all doing, my brothers? Thank you for tuning in. I hope y'all don't went on over to the YouTube orations and did what I asked you to do. I will be checking. All right. I want to go ahead and give another huge shout out to my good girlfriend, my Puerto Rican sister, Miss Maddie Torres, who is an amazing individual. Shout out to you, Maddie, and your entire family. Shout out to my niece, La Princesa. Y'all, you already know I love your baby girl so very much. Thank you and your family for all the constant, consistent love and support you show your girl. It has not gone unnoticed. And you are one of the people in my friend circle that catapult me and give me courage to continue to do what it is I've been doing out here for quite some time. So, I always like to acknowledge our supporters. I I want to go ahead and say what up, though, to AP and Audrey, the two pegs that are not here with us tonight as part of the tribe. I know y'all are out there being simply fabulous and simply amazing, because that's just what y'all do and who y'all are. I miss y'all tonight, man. But again, we're gearing up for what's getting ready to turn up here on the platform in the year 2023. So, Donnell, what time is it?
Moving on. What's happening? What's really going on? Is that what we doing?
You know it.
What's really going on?
There you go with that beautiful soprano voice. Can you sing that for me one more time?
Oh, what's really going on?
There it is. There it is. Take that up an octave higher. Y'all know she can sing, y'all, right?
Oh, listen, these upper notes are rusty. Lord. Listen, we gonna get the new internet nephew to sing, because if y'all in the group, y'all saw what I posted this morning. If you ain't get a praise from the nephew.
Yeah, I almost passed out at my desk. Y'all got to stop doing that to me, because I can't be having FaceTime at my desk when I'm supposed to be on the phone completing the screening. Praise and worship is what I love to do, but I got to make sure, I render unto Caesar that which he pays me for. How about that?
Yes.
That's fair. So now we in it. We have gone into the what's really going on section. So Natural D, what's really going on?
I didn't want to wake up to this news, but RIP to Takeoff from Migos.
Listen.
Lord, just when you thought Houston was getting quiet, we got Toby and Fat out here doing wonderful things. Houston.
Wonderful.
And then we wake up to the news of Takeoff being shot at unalived at a bowling alley with I believe Quavo was with him. So if you're like me and you're a little removed from the hip hop scene, they are two parts of Migos. I also did not know that Quavo was the uncle to Takeoff. So unfortunately, Quavo had to see his nephew pass on. But it's just so tragic. And I haven't seen any updates on what happened other than there was an altercation, and it's wild. We're heading into a season where we're already holding our breath for our elders in this season, because once it gets cold, you got to check on the elders. And then here we are, and we start the month of Thanksgiving off with a celebrity being unalived, and it's heartbreaking. Even if you don't know who he is, it's just a shame that we want Black men to grow old. And I saw that on LinkedIn today, where a Black man, an older Black gentleman, posted, I really wish Black men could grow old, because I believe he was 28.
Yes, 28 years young.
Yeah. So it's just, it's a shame.
Yes, absolutely shameful. I woke up to that and was like, what? Porque what? I need to know what's going on. So, I let my fingers do the walking, and I discovered again, because I, much like yourself, D, I'm pretty far removed from today's hip hop, because the content is just not something I want to be listening to all day in and day out. Yes, we now know in mass that he was part of the Migos. And for those of you who don't know, the third part is Offset. Offset.
Right.
And Mr. Cardi B himself. Yeah, I refer to him as Mr. Cardi B. That's Cardi B husband and baby daddy. And he is part of the Migos as well. With much success, and with such access to this platform, the platform that is music. It's a powerful platform. And, in reflecting on the loss of yet another young soul, another young man in the music industry, I was, of course, looking like, what's going on? Let me see what the streets are saying. And I noticed that Jason Anthony, Mighty Dangerous himself, posted a comment that made me say, you are absolutely correct. He was sharing how the rap industry, one of the commentators he follows, someone was sharing how it's dangerous now to be in the industry.
Yeah.
And it's almost as if that's the goal that a lot of these artists are trying to establish from the gate. Let's see how hardcore we can be. And so we can blow up with what we got to say on this microphone. You know, I went back in time, and y'all know my oldest daughter is an artist herself. And we had disagreements in thought about what she was doing with her music. She's a very talented cellist. She plays multiple instruments, including being a self-taught keyboardist. So I was concerned that she was using her gift to glorify negativity, because we all heard it said, you live by the gun, you die by the gun. What is it that you are taking your gift and glorifying? Because there is power of life and death that rests in your tongue. And it saddens me. Now, she began to steer her music in a more uplifting direction, but she used to run with Fetty Wap in them. And we know what happened to Fetty. Thank God she had the awakening and recognized, hey, maybe this ain't necessarily what I need to be doing and singing and rapping about. So she started talking about some other good things that were more uplifting and influenced you to want to move your feet, as opposed to go and want to beat somebody up or unlife them. So we need to do a better job at giving these artists some better examples of what it is they can do with the power of the platform they have. Karen, what do you have to share?
You know, the one thing that comes to mind, because that's the current age of my children, you know, so these are their peers that they are seeing leave out of here so quickly. And I think one thing that really is important is that whether it's the rappers, the music industry, everybody want to make it. Okay. Everybody want to make it, but we don't all get the training for the mentality of what happens after you have made it, because you got to understand. And I think one of my Facebook friends mentioned, if there's a choice of robbing a bank versus robbing a rapper, they're gonna choose the rapper. Why? Because they believe that they'll win. They know that they've got kind of toe to toe. And it's one of those things where it's a shame, you know, we used to always say, oh, can't have nothing, we can't keep nothing. But the challenge is you got to use wisdom when you know that there are people out here starving, when you know that there is a you get it and I'm gonna take it from you mentality. You have to move accordingly. Okay. And part of that is, we hear crazy things about people putting bowling alleys in their house, and they got like movie theaters in their house. But guess what? Some of this stuff is diminished when you get to stay at home. So I spend all of the money, get the studio in the house, get the all of the things, the movie theater, the bowling alley, whatever you like to do in your fun time. Go ahead, carry that thing on over there at the house, because these streets ain't playing. And I think that's the biggest thing when it comes to rappers, and how many, Tilted mentioned that, how many rappers have been murdered. So this is not just, okay, they dying from natural causes. They are dying at the hands of other people, not all black on black crime, whatever you want to call it. It's from all over the place, but violently losing their lives. And so this is a time when it's like, we got to say more than thoughts and prayers. We got to say more than this is senseless murder, because we getting into this, and this is just crazy. And, thoughts and prayers for the group, for the family. But we got to also advocate for changes in the music industry, because this is where all of this stems from, is what type of security can, and I don't mean like a physical, you getting a security guard, but our young people are not secure. And we say it all the time. When I get to say happy birthday to somebody 40 or 50, y'all don't even understand. This not even somebody 40 or 50 in other neighborhoods, that don't seem like a long time. But when we see these cats leaving out of here at such a young age, it's like, wow, man, you made it to 30, you made it to 40. Then nobody even think you were going to make it that far. So being alive, it being an accomplishment, is definitely something that we got to talk about, changing strategies. So
Yeah, we really do. And y'all know I like to look up information. That's my dizzle. Um, Wikipedia got a list, right? Did y'all know that?
Oh, I'm sure.
Wikipedia, and if this is the first sentence, right? This is a list of 60 rappers and hip hop artists or musicians that have been murdered since 1987. 60. And doing a quick peruse of this list that they've compiled, and it has not even been updated with those names that can be added, those who've lost their lives during 2023. I'm looking at the cause of death. I'm for, guns, when you have them and they're legal. But every last one of them, it lists, they died by the gun. They died by the gun. It's a couple here that stand out as a little bit different because there's a couple of drive-by shootings, not just straight, in front you. Then I got this extra special one where this one particular rapper was beaten and then shot. Then, of course, the late, great Pop Smoke, who lost his life being shot during a home invasion. But this list is entirely too long for my liking. It's actually making me a little nauseous, even looking at so much talent that has actually gone far too soon. We've got to be mindful of what we are pouring into our vessels. We sung the song in Sunday school, oh, be careful, little eyes, what you see. Oh, be careful, little ears, what you hear. There's real talk in that childhood hymn. That's real talk. So let's transition into the next conversation, y'all. What you want to talk about next, Karen?
I think you're muted.
Yeah, Karen, we can't hear you.
And I'm all in my thoughts. I need you to know I'm all in my thoughts. Here you go. So we see that there were some recent changes over there at Twitter with Elon Musk. We gonna call him the new billionaire that we just let him buy up everything. And so his latest acquisition was Twitter. And so he, purchased the company for, I think it was 44 billion or million, whatever it is. It was a lot of money. That's what we're going to say. And then he decided he wanted to give the opportunity for more free speech. Like, people ain't saying enough on these internets that we want to allow people to say more. We are in a moment where, just for me, I want to just say, could everybody just say less and see how we do on that? So while y'all are over there making changes at Twitter, after firing people last week, I think that was last week that he fired some of the top executives. And then over the last couple of days, we've seen quite a few celebrities and companies opting to say, you know what, I'm going to head out and let y'all go ahead and do what y'all want to do, because this is a platform for whoever want to be over here. And we agree, you should be able to say what you want to say. Unfortunately, what you're saying, I believe, is going to be harmful for me, my children, and on everything I love. I'm not really a tweeter because I need more characters. Y'all know, listening to me here, I got things to say. So I need more characters. But the challenge is that we have companies, businesses, and celebrity. Amongst the celebrities that have said, I'm going to go on and head out, Shonda Rhimes. She said, all right, I'm going to head out. Tony Brack, she said, y'all have fun now, but I'm gonna go ahead and get on up out of here. Tony Braxton, she said, this is no longer a safe place because a lot of the things that are going on are exposing and allowing the platform to be used to share bigoted comments and different things on the nature. And so it's just interesting to me when we see a lot of people, and then there's certain folks who are just like, I'm not gonna leave, but I'm wondering what they're gonna say over here while they're here. So amongst the names that I've said to you, you know, we got Shonda Rhimes. Stephen King is like, I think one of Elon's things is he wants to charge money for people to, you know, keep that blue check. And I can't repeat what Stephen said. But Stephen said they should be paying me. That's the PG version of what I could say, Stephen.
That's Stephen King. They better put some respect on his name.
Yes. He was like, y'all need to be paying me for what I'm doing over here at doing the tweets. I said, well, all right, Stephen, you know, we scared of you for a whole nother reason. So we ain't gonna mess with you too much. But then we got we have other celebrities who's like, I'm not going anywhere. George Takei, who's of the Star Trek fame. He's like, somebody got to stay over here and regulate. Okay, so while they over here acting crazy, I'm gonna stay over here and hold up the banner so that folks, as they getting crazy, know that it's people over here who are still going to be able to go ahead and help those who are having a challenge. And I guess that's the point of the conversation. You know, do you stay? Do you go? I'm all for, you know, political, whether it's political rhetoric, but definitely for the underdog or fighting a good fight. But when do you say enough is enough when it comes to free speech? So this is the biggest point of it, is that Elon Musk is holding up the banner of free speech. And some people are saying, you know, this is borderline unlawful and causing not just difficult situation, but might be questionable safety issues that are coming from new tactics.
Yeah, because I'm sitting here, free speech at what cost? Because I'm not with the internet thugging, which is yet another form of bullying. You already know how I feel about bullying. It's just not good. I am tired of seeing story after story of different people, different age brackets, who have taken their own lives as a result of being inundated with so much negativity from these here internet platforms, which is why I have a love-hate relationship with the internet itself. Free speech at what cost? Mm-hmm. Do you have what it takes to get the mental health services that some of this commentary is, you know, your child, your sister, your uncle, your mother might require after ingesting so much of this off-color rhetoric? What are we really doing? We already know that mental health is on the rise after we done came outside after being shut in, not necessarily sick, for 2.5 years, dang near. What are we really doing in unleashing yet another squadron, okay, of internet thugs who've been emblazoned and empowered in so many different ways on so many different levels to say, yes, I have the right to say something. But here's the deal. Just because you have the right to say something doesn't necessarily mean that it is right for you to say. I'm off it.
Yeah, it's Twitter's already a dumpster fire, which is why I left a long time ago. Because one, I wasn't going over there because it's a landfill to me. Like I just it's so ridiculous. So I deleted my account a long time ago. But as I saw this late last night on the Clock app, the winner here in all of this is Jack Dorsey, because he is taking the money that he has received from the buyout and is now creating a new app, and I am on the wait list for that. So
you keep us abreast of where we can go and have adult conversation, so to speak. I mean, it's more streamlined because I'm not with the rah-rah. I'm really not with the rah-rah.
So I think everybody is to the gentleman's point on the post that I saw, that we hope and pray that Jack Dorsey has learned from his mistakes on Twitter, which I'm sure he has, because there's some developments that he should have implemented a long time ago. And he is putting that money and those dollars into Blue Sky, the new app that will be coming, which is clearly a play on words, because this is going to be in direct competition to Twitter. So Blue Sky, which is higher than the bird. So if you're picking up what he's putting down, will be a more controlled environment, which I appreciate, because Twitter's just going to be Parler 2.0, and I'm already no thank you.
Over it already.
And I never even stepped a toe into that. So yeah, I will be awaiting my invitation to the Blue Sky. I will be one of the early testers, hopefully and prayerfully, for that. And that's where I will go.
Yeah, because this ain't right, y'all. Especially with these kids, man. I'm talking to too many young folks, male and female alike, that have body image issues. And coupled with that, I've never in my life, and I've been mentoring a long time, y'all. Y'all already know. I'm having more conversations with young women who are just determined to receive that they have been diagnosed with bipolar depression and anxiety. And when I get into the deeper roots of these, where this come from in their thought process, they start to share, well, he didn't call me. She didn't smile at me. It's all, y'all know, it's like, but y'all just put give so much power to other people to show you who you really are. So I find myself speaking life to these babies. And a lot of this depression legitimately is internet born, airborne, so to speak.
Yeah.
So we got to be careful. Because if we have the generation behind us, especially the generation behind you, D, if we have a generation of depressed, medicated individuals, what does the future hold for us as humanity?
Listen, even though I'm a proclaimed zennial, I'm in between, because y'all jacked up my Gen Y and threw it in millennial and realized, no, y'all don't belong there. No, I don't. But if you follow BMO the Prince, where he does all the generations, unfortunately, that's already the millennial. So they already, consuming beverages to the highest levels in order to numb themselves from the day to day. So then you've got, then after them is Gen Z. They're a different piece. Who we need to look out for is Generation Alpha, because yes, I'm a baby boomer at heart. Because that's the generation that is growing up and that is going to tell all of us about ourselves. So really, I am sitting back waiting for the Gen Alphas, because they
I don't even know. I don't even. Where do we go with all of these names? I don't. I'm lost.
Exactly.
I'm lost with the alphas. Wait a minute. Okay, so I guess because we got to the Z's, we got to start all over again.
We actually going to the top of the alphabet now. So now we going to the alpha.
Oh, this is general. So these little ones now that came out in the year 2022, 23, they Generation Alpha.
Actually, they might be. They're either the tail end or the next gender. I gotta look. I gotta make sure.
So I guess beta, alpha, beta,
possibly.
Lord have mercy. That's all I can say.
But yeah, no, these these pumpkins, these Gen Alpha, because Gen Alphas, I believe they're like
Pumpkins,
8,
I love
9 years old at least.
Okay.
So if you have an 8 or 9-year-old, they got a lot to say. So
Yeah,
they got a lot to say, and they're
wow.
gonna
So,
tell you about yourself. So
wow. That this is, first of all, I know we started on the conversation about Twitter, but this generation naming thing, we're gonna have to bring this back on another show because this is something else. That's
Yeah,
all
you're
I'm
gonna have
saying.
to break that all the way down for us, D, because
Yes.
you know, I was confused.
I
And
like it. Well, okay, I don't like it, but I don't not like it. Is that okay? I'm like, wait, who? So 2010 to 2024, you were alpha. And
I
then
believe
whatever
so. I
beta,
gotta look at the exact years because you know they get a little wild because clearly they threw me where I did not belong.
you made sure you let them know, didn't you, D?
Yes, because here's the thing, as is evident on the Good Clock app, where these millennials be like, you know, their parents are are Gen Xers, and I'm like, no, my siblings are Gen X. My parents are baby boomers. Like I have baby boomer parents, so we a different breed. We different over here. Like
woo wee. I don't even know what to tell you. All these generation names. God bless. God bless.
Yeah, God bless. God bless. And we just pray that you know, whew, Lord, you know the Bible is true. I can't even say nothing against what we already see coming up off the pages of the good book.
oh yes.
So we all, again, Lord have mercy is all I can say to the generational madness that is going forth, because we got some angry people on every level.
We do. No matter the year, we gonna find one. And you know I ain't gonna call out them Virgos and Scorpios, but
Whatever.
You ain't got to talk about me like that.
You ain't got to. Why you got to do us like that? Why you got to do us like that, though?
I am not scared.
I know you're not. You
Right.
Every now and then, you know, we gotta say something to bring some smoke. But again, you know, if Elon could say whatever, then ain't no telling what Karen gonna be without a filter.
Listen, we bless the Lord for the holy filter because you know
saving
He's
lives.
A mighty muzzle. He's a mighty muzzle.
Listen.
He's a mighty muzzle. Yes, he is. Yes, he's a muzzle for your girl. So for those of you who've been hanging on in here with us, we've been getting ready to wrap up this show. And you know we can't let you go without receiving some morsels. These nuggets, they morsels, okay? They're not even nuggets. They're bigger than nuggets. They not even, you can't compare them to nuggets. Chicken nuggets is trifling. Anyway. Y'all go ahead and prepare yourselves to receive these morsels from our in-house master life coach, our very own Karen Ann Sims of Twisted Threads. Take it away, Queen.
I appreciate it. You know, as always, we want to give a title, but this is specific because we're in a new month now. We're in November. We're, you know, edging out the end of 2022, so much so that my sister is continuing to speak on 2023 like it's here already. I promise. Like, and we not missing that. That's all we're gonna say on that. But
y'all know I'm a futurist.
Listen, I know who I'm talking to, and I'm taking notes. Here is what the reminder is for today as we go into ending out this first day of November. Grab your baskets, y'all. Why? Because it's harvest season. You know, a lot of times we come on and it's like, okay, you need to do this and you need to change that, and maybe you need to eat better, and maybe you need to meditate more and pray more. And then we realize that at this time of the year, it is definitely harvest season. We see some of that sort of coming in October, but November is definitely an opportunity for us to think about what it is. Here's the thing, though. One of the things that came out of the virtual conference that I think was the most impactful out of everything that was said is that our sister Tan Tate was given an amazing word, and she said, you got to make the choice that you want to be free. Like, it doesn't matter whether the house come, whether the man come, whether the degrees or the opportunities to get them come. Honey, if you don't grab your basket and say, you know what, I want to be free. I want to live this blessed life. I want to live this golden life. Nothing else happens until it starts in your mind. See, you don't just decide today, I'm going to do everything I need to do to lose 10 pounds by Christmas or by the reunion. It's an opportunity, but you gotta choose freedom. Grab your baskets, y'all. Why? When I say it's harvest season, I mean it's more than just money, gifts, and surprises. It's about, as our Natural D put on her page, living a life of gratitude, living a moment and saying, you know what? I'm grateful for everything that has come my way, and I think that I could do something good with it. I think that we would be able to do something that's going to push this on to another level. And that's important for us. Why? Because life is not getting any easier. So we want to make you laugh. We want to give you a moment to think about things differently, but it's your responsibility that as the blessings are coming, as you've been notified and you've gotten the clarion call, you've gotten the PSA, it's harvest season, y'all. So that means you got to get in a harvest to receive. And here's what happens, because some of us know how to give so much, but we don't know how to receive when it's our turn. And so some of the blessings that you missed in your life is because you didn't put yourself in a posture to say, and now it's my time to be poured into. And I know that that's for somebody, because it's for me. It's my time to receive the word. It's my time to be replenished. It's my time. Again, it's more than a financial blessing. It's more than what we've seen. But if we put ourselves in a posture with the expectation and you grab your baskets, you will have a harvest in your life like none other. Change your mind, your heart. Literally, who is that? Our evangelist in vogue. Free your mind and the rest will follow. Listen, so we want to invite you not only to prepare for the harvest season, but to remind you that it's in it. And it all starts with a choice that you make to say, not only am I going to live freely, not only am I going to live and make sure that the body count stays low, that we get to do amazing things, but I'm also going to allow my blessing to water the earth. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm such a better person when I'm living a blessed life. I get to be a blessing to my sister Natural D. I get to be a blessing to my sister Tilted, and I get to be a blessing to all of you. Why? Because I allow myself to get into a posture to receive. Now, y'all ain't gonna get this word everywhere, but as you grab your baskets, get in posture. Why? Because, honey, the accelerated blessings that's coming this month is going to wear us out. And I'm here for all of the tsunami of blessings that are on the way. I'm throwing it back at you, Tilty.
Listen here, sis, that you know, I'm prepared, and I just pray that this harvest tsunami don't snatch my edges. All you need to know is your girl is in position and open and ready to receive. So thank you so much for every single nugget you just shared. I hope someone listening leaves empowered and encouraged from every word that the Lord allowed to flow from your mouth on this evening. Again, I want to take the time to thank you, our viewers and our listening audience, for tuning in to the Unhinged Show live. It's been your girl, Keita, also known as Tilted Halo, my good girlfriend, Karen Sims of Twisted Thread, and of course, the lovely lady herself, the beautiful Miss Natural D. And as we close out tonight, you know what it is. I'm going to encourage you to just be it. But tonight, I'm going to encourage you to just be accountable. You do realize that my tribe are those that I hold myself accountable to. And when I have a struggle or a concern with, you know, when I'm dealing with the woman in the mirror, you best believe for sure that I'm consulting with one of them to make sure that anything that I'm doing, because they watching me, I mean, not for nothing, they call me Big Sis. I want to make sure that as they watch and follow me as we move forward, I'm not doing anything, saying anything to do them any harm. So just be accountable. It's your girl, Tilted Halo. We are the Unhinged Show live. And we're going to see you again pretty soon. And we out.